There is a moment most people experience but rarely talk about. It happens in the quiet hours, maybe late at night or early in the morning, when the noise of the world fades and you are left alone with your thoughts. In that silence you feel it. A gap. A distance between the life you are living and the life you know you are capable of living. That gap is not a sign of failure. It is actually the first signal that something greater is trying to emerge from within you. Most people mistake that uncomfortable feeling for dissatisfaction, but what it truly is direction. It is your internal compass pointing toward growth, toward wealth, toward a version of yourself that has not yet been fully realized. The question is never whether that version exists. The question is whether you are willing to do what it takes to close the gap. Motivation is one of the most misunderstood forces in human psychology. People treat it like a feeling, something that arrives on good days and disappears when life gets hard. But real motivation is not a feeling. It is a decision. It is the daily commitment to move forward even when the energy is low, even when the results are not yet visible, and even when the people around you do not understand what you are building. The individuals who achieve extraordinary financial success and personal growth are not the ones who waited to feel ready. They are the ones who acted before they felt ready and built momentum through consistent action. Motivation follows movement, not the other way around. Once you understand this, everything changes. You stop waiting for inspiration to strike and start creating the conditions that generate it every single day. Wealth is not an accident. It is not reserved for the lucky or the privileged, though circumstances certainly play a role. At its core, wealth is a system of thinking and behaving that compounds over time. It begins with a shift in mindset, from scarcity to abundance, from spending to investing, from short-term pleasure to long-term vision. Every dollar you earn is a seed. How you plant it, nurture it, and protect it determines the harvest you eventually reap. The wealthy do not simply make more money. They make their money work harder than they do. They understand the difference between assets and liabilities. They prioritize ownership over consumption. They build multiple streams of income rather than depending on a single source. These are not secrets hidden behind closed doors. They are principles available to anyone willing to study them, apply them, and remain patient enough to let time do its work. Before the money comes, before the success becomes visible to the outside world, there is growth. Personal growth is the invisible infrastructure beneath every achievement worth having. It is the books you read at midnight, the skills you develop on weekends, the mindset shifts that happen slowly and then all at once. Growth is not comfortable. It requires you to confront your limiting beliefs, the stories you tell yourself about why success belongs to other people and not to you. It demands that you take radical responsibility for your outcomes rather than blaming circumstances, markets, or timing. When you commit to growing as a person, your capacity to earn, to lead, and to create expands naturally. You become someone who attracts opportunity rather than someone who chases it. At some point, every person who builds a meaningful life arrives at a single defining decision. Not a dramatic moment, but a quiet internal commitment to stop settling, to stop trading time for comfort and start investing it in purpose. Money is a tool, and like any tool, its power depends entirely on the hands that hold it and the intention behind its use. When motivation, growth, and wealth align within a person who has made that commitment, the results become inevitable. The gap you felt in the silence begins to close, not all at once, but steadily, one disciplined day after another. That is how lives are transformed. That is how legacies are built.